Well, a former top Mexican security official is now on trial, with prosecutors accusing Genario Garcia Luna of helping drug lord El Chapo's cartel. Let's give you a live look outside the courthouse in New York City, where the trial has adjourned for the week. But some analyzing this case say the trial could uncover the inner workings of a corrupt system, describing it as a, quote, trunk filled with secrets. Luna is facing several charges, including bribery and colluding with drug traffickers. Let's bring in Keegan Hamilton. He has been following this case closely. He's a correspondent with Vice, joins us live. Keegan, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. So today, day 3 of Luna's corruption trial. He's accused of taking millions of dollars in bribes from the cartels he was supposed to be taking down. You were in court today. You've been there throughout the trial. Tell us what stood out to you.
So far, we've heard some pretty striking testimony from former high-ranking drug traffickers saying that they were, personally present while Genario Garcia Luna was receiving significant bribes of over $1 million from the Sinaloa cartel. These bribes were supposedly delivered once a month for several years. And the other interesting part of this is that Genario Garcia Luna was working very closely with the United States during this time, including the DEA, the FBI, Department of Homeland Security. He was essentially the U.S. man in Mexico fighting the cartels during this era.
All right, good point there, Keegan. Let's elaborate on that a little bit, because this is considered to be one of the most significant drug trafficking cases since drug lord El Chapo was prosecuted. But we need to let viewers know he was largely allowed to run drugs in the U.S. due to Luna being on the take, allegedly. Basically, Luna is now accused of betraying both countries.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He was the director of the equivalent of the Department of Homeland Security in Mexico. Before that, he was the equivalent of the FBI director in Mexico. So he was meeting regularly with his U.S. counterparts, including former President Obama, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, along with top Republican officials, including Lindsey Graham, as well as the actual heads of the DEA, the FBI, and these other agencies in his capacity. And somehow, all of these U.S. officials were unaware that he was allegedly receiving bribes from the Sinaloa cartel.
So let's talk about that, too, because this is really expected to pull back the curtain on both the vast empire of cartels, this specific cartel, but just, how much U.S. authorities allegedly knew about Luna's backroom dealings.
That's something that hasn't come up yet in the trial, and I think U.S. prosecutors are keen to keep the focus on Genario Garcia Luna and corruption in Mexico, and not tell the jury, about his close relationship with the DEA. The law enforcement testimony that we've heard so far has focused on, drug shipments that were seized in the United States and things of that nature. But prosecutors haven't really addressed, how was this guy able to operate for so long and work so closely with the United States if he was, in fact, receiving these massive bribes that he was supposedly taking.
And so many times in trials and cases, there are deals made. This trial is no different. There's a lot of high-ranking cartel members who've cut deals to help the prosecution. But there's also some evidence that won't be admissible because a judge has ruled things out. Things like details of cannibalism, beliefs in aliens, beliefs in witchcraft. What more can you tell us about this stuff?
Right. Those are referring to previous things that these cooperating witnesses, these former high-ranking drug lords who have cut deals with the government, they've all been accused of these horrific things like cannibalism in the past. And Garcia Luna's defense wants to ask about that stuff so that the jury questions the credibility of these witnesses. The judge has said, no, we want to keep this focused on Garcia Luna, and you can ask about, some of the bad things that these witnesses have done, but not that. And also significantly for the defense in this case, the judge has ruled that evidence of Garcia Luna's sort of lavish lifestyle in Miami after he left the Mexican government is not admissible in court. So the prosecutor is going to have to prove that he took these bribes without being able to show the jury sort of the proof that he had wealth after he left the Mexican government.
So thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.